Afternoon everyone, and welcome to today's craft video and how I made this decoration for the centre of my coffee table. It's to open up and keep all my Christmas chocolates in over Christmas. So yeah, really happy with how it turned out, and this is what you're going to need to make one. So the first thing I'm going to use is one of the wreaths from Poundland. They came with tinsel on, and I just want the base really, so I'm going to take all the tinsel off and use that. And then I'm going to replace the tinsel with some of the wreath that was again also from Poundland, and I think I just used 1.5 in the end, so you'll need 2 packs. Then I've got 3 of the deer decorations, again from Poundland, so I picked up 3. And then I'm using the top of a cover for the microwave, and these are in Asda. I paid 99p for it. I didn't want anything that was too deep because obviously I'm going to be filling it with chocolates, and the deeper it is, the more chocolates you're going to need. Then I've just got a mixture of pine cones and foliage and other bits that I'm going to use to decorate the top of it and the sides. And I'm also using some baubles as well that I got from B&M's a while ago. You'll also need a glue gun, a pair of tweezers, a pair of scissors, and I think that's it, guys. So we'll get into the video. So the first thing I'm going to do is take all the tinsel off the wreath frame, and I normally keep everything that I take off or take apart when I buy stuff, but unfortunately I'm not a massive fan of tinsel, so I ended up getting rid of this. But yeah, I've took everything off, and now we can start to add the foliage or the garland. So I'm just making sure that everything fits, and we're just going to be placing this on top. We're not going to be gluing it. So if you've not got any chocolates in your bowl, you could actually just have this as a wreath on the wall, and then when you do end up filling it with chocolates, you can just put the top on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some glue, and I'm going to start to glue the garland around the outside of the lid or the base to our chocolate box. And I'm just going to put a bit of glue every 2 or 3 inches and go all the way around. And I went round 3 times, and yeah, I didn't want to completely fill it because you're not going to see much of it once we put some decorations on it. And I didn't go straight up to the top because the wreath will hide the top bit as well. So now that we've covered around the outside of the base, we can start to decorate the frame of the wreath, and I'm just going to pop it on exactly the way that I took the tinsel off it, and I'm just going to pop it through the hole at the top and then wrap it round to keep it in place. And then I'm just going to follow the hooks, so I'm going to go down, and every time that I go around a hook, I'm going to attach a little bit of hot glue and glue it into place. And then I'm going to go down to the next hook, which is at the bottom, and again add some glue and wrap it around. And then I'm going to go to the hook that's in the center, and with this one I'm going to add some glue, wrap it around, and then instead of going to the next hook, I'm actually going to go to the top of or the bottom of the ring, and there's no hook here, but I'm just going to glue it in place. I noticed that there was a bit of a gap when I started to wrap it round, so this was just to hide the gap. So I'm going to glue it in place, and then I'm going to go down to the next hook as well, and I'm going to do that all the way around. And every time I get to the hook that's in the center, I'm going to wrap it around and then glue it to the top, just like I've just done here, and carry on. So it's nice and covered and looking nice and full, and now we can start to decorate it. So I've got a mixture of things, and I've sped up the video. So I've got a couple of birds that I'm going to stick, one on each side. And then from here, I'm going to start building it up with decorations. I'm going to add some flowers next. And I get my flowers from my local market. I pay £1 a bunch. So I've just took 4 of the white flowers, and again, just using some glue and gluing them into place. I'm going to put 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. And I'm leaving the space in the middle to pop one of the pine cones. And then I'm going to take some of the silver leaves that I've got, and I'm just going to place some around the white flowers that I've already glued into place. And I do end up adding a lot more of this later on once I've put some of the baubles where I want them. But for now, I'm just adding a few bits. And I decided not to use any of the silver diamonds in the end, but I did go for the silver glittery baubles. So I'm going to add one to each of the sides of the pine cone at the top and the bottom. And I just pulled the top bit off the baubles and then glue them into place. So I've added the ones at the top and I've added the ones at the bottom, and I'm just going to add 2 more at the top and 2 more at the bottom as well, just to fill in some of the spaces, and 1 each side of the bird. So now I'm going to add some more of these silver leaves into the gaps that we've got left. And once I'm happy with how full it is, I'm just going to add a couple of pine cones in the middle. And then a few more bits of the silver leaf that I've got. So I'm happy with the top bit now, so we can decorate the bottom bit. So with this, I'm going to keep it quite simple because we've put quite a lot on the top. So I'm just going to add a few bits. So I'm going to take some of the white flowers. I'm going to start by putting 1 at the front. And then leaving about a 1.5 inch or 2-inch gap from the flower, and I'm going to use 1 of the silver baubles, and I'm just checking to see what it looks like. once I've got the lid on. And then from the silver bauble, I'm going to leave another 1.5 inch to 2 inch gap, and then add another flower, and I'm going to work my way around. But once I get halfway, I'm going to add a pine cone as well. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So I did that, got halfway, added a pine cone and one of the silver balls on each side, and then carried on with the flowers and the baubles, and I'm really happy with how it's looking. So now all I need to do is clear the table and then pop the reindeer or the deer around the outside. I'm not going to glue them to it because then you won't be able to take the lid on and off, but I'll show you what it looks like. So here it is. I'm really happy with how it's looking, and yeah, I haven't put the chocolates in yet because I know that once I put the chocolates in, I'm going to start eating them. So I'm leaving the chocolates for now, but yeah, really happy with how it turned out. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be quite big and to cover most of the table. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. I am going to put in a clip of what my tree looks like now that I've put the star on the top and I've added the bauble that Susie made for me for my dad. So yeah, I will see you on Monday for Monday's craft video, which I'm hoping to get the church decorated, and I'll be back for that. So enjoy your weekend, guys, and yeah, here's my tree. Take care for now. Bye.